Yo, what's up guys? My name's Donovan. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing some vinyl finds. First and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and shout out Steve Carlson. Steve is a VC YouTuber, and I wanted to thank him for not only subscribing and commenting and liking my videos, but for also shouting me out in his most recent post. That was super cool of you. And I also want to thank everyone who came from Steve's channel over to mine and commented and liked my videos. You guys are great. I saw that a few of you guys subscribed too, so that's really cool. So yeah, I want to go ahead and shout out you guys. I'm really in this to just creatively express myself, and then also to just making connections and making friends. So yeah, really appreciate you guys for doing that. And yeah, I'll go ahead and link Steve's channel in the description. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and show you guys some of my pickups. So this right here is the first one was a recommendation by a friend, my friend Ryan, a man in his music on Instagram and YouTube, someone who I've shouted out frequently on this channel. Super cool guy, one that I have become closer to these past couple months. It's really nice meeting another young person who's into jazz as well, who's also in college, who's in university, who loves, vinyl, jazz, music in general. And he's such a super knowledgeable guy, really passionate about jazz. We'll talk and he'll tell me like, man, he'll go and research stuff just for the sake of it, because he just loves it. I feel like he's a historian. He loves the music, but he also loves the stories behind it. So yeah, really cool guy. I would highly recommend going and checking out his socials, his Instagram and his YouTube. I'll go ahead and link that as well. So shout out to Ryan. But anyways, so recently Ryan showed me an eBay listing that he won for 99 cents. So it's actually this record right here. It's Left Alone, the Mal Waldron Trio. This is an album dedicated to Billie Holiday. Mal Waldron was her former pianist. Yeah, what a great album. Originally pressed on Bethlehem. This is a 80s Japanese reissue. It's a King reissue. It's on Polydor. And Ryan actually recommended me this. He's like, hey, dude, you have to get on this. Just bid like $2 and you'll win the listing, and you'll pay like $18 for shipping because it came from Japan. So yeah, paid $3 for this, my winning bid, and then I paid $18 for shipping, so that's about like 20. I ended up paying maybe like less than $25 in total, including tax. And so yeah, came in the other day, super quiet. It's a Japanese press, so it's going to be super quiet. Nice sounding, really lush in my opinion. I would be interested to see how it compares to an original. I don't have an original. I don't have the money for an original, but for now, this is a great placeholder if I ever get an original. But shout out to Ryan for this. Really nice record. Next one up. So the next 4 records are records that I found yesterday. The next 3 I had a bundle deal with a local record store for $20. So this one here was coincidentally another Mal Waldron record. This is the Mal Waldron Trio Impressions. This is a OJC, 80s OJC I got for $10. So it's on that like new jazz label. I don't know if you can see that real quick. There you guys can go ahead and see my phone and all this stuff in the background. Yeah, but there you go. Boom, right there. Super nice. Disc is VG+. Sounds great, plays really well. Cover has some scratches on it, but nothing too crazy. It's an OJC. Like I said, I bought it for $10. I usually see these go for like 30-ish. And so I'm kind of hyped that I found that one. Earlier this year, I kind of made a mental note to get more Mal Waldron if I can. and already knocked 2 off. So in a week span. So yeah. Next one up, one that I'm not familiar with, but I decided to pick up anyway. It's kind of a blind buy, but this is More Blues and the Abstract Truth by Oliver Nelson. This is an original stereo press on Impulse. Has that Impulse, that orange Impulse label. Super nice. Haven't spun this one yet. I'm very interested to see what it sounds like. Assuming maybe like post bump, but I could be wrong. Only because I think this came out in like mid 60s, so that's what I'm assuming. So yeah. I think there are 2 Oliver Nelson original compositions. Everything else are covers, but I'm interested to see how this sounds. So yeah. And for $5, I couldn't complain. So like I said, I bought the next record, and then the 2 I just showed were in a $20 bundle deal. So I spent $10 on the OJC, $5 on the Oliver Nelson, and then $5 on this one right here. This is Miles Davis Bags Groove. This is not an original. This is a mid-60s reissue on that blue Trident label. The owner for the record store that I got all these records from, or these 3, jazz isn't really a fast-moving product for him, and so he tends to keep, and plus jazz tends to be more the more expensive stuff that he has anyways, and so he usually keeps some of it to the side. So if I come back home for the weekend, drive back home to see my parents, I'll usually go ahead and walk in, and then he'll have like a stack of stuff for me. So he actually had a good amount of Miles, some of his like early, like some of his like later 50s work, but they were reissues, they weren't originals. So yeah, like this one right here is a reissue. He had a 2i of Kind of Blue that was pretty clean. The cover was really worn, probably like G+, but the vinyl was super clean. Didn't do a deal on that one, probably would go back for that. He put out a bunch of CTI stuff that I was really keen on getting. Some Freddie Hubbard stuff. Wasn't Red Clay, but some other Freddie Hubbard stuff. With the Miles, he had like Nefertiti, he had In a Silent Way. A lot of it was rough though. And so I might consider going back if he has a good price on them. I might consider buying them as placeholders for now. Most of the discs were okay. VG to VG plus. A lot of the covers are pretty rough. So yeah, that's what I was mostly concerned about. But yeah, anyways, this is really nice. Classic compilation. Side 1 features Miles Davis, Milt Jackson, Thelonious Monk, Percy Heath, and Kenny Clark. And then side 2 has Miles Davis, obviously, Sonny Rollins, Horace Silver, Percy Heath, and then Kenny Clark. So yeah, really nice. Glad I finally have this one. I've been trying to get a lot of Miles stuff on Prestige. Really want the 5 records I did. I think it's Cooking, Steaming, Working, Walking, and can't remember the 5th one. Is there a 5th one? I can't remember the last one, but yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, those ones. Would love to find originals of those. Okay, this next one right here was another pickup from yesterday, but it was a different record store. It was the record store I talked about, the previous 3 records I found, that record store tends to do more, like they have what is it, they specialize in more I guess cheaper records, like more bargain records. So anywhere from like $1 to like $30. That's kind of like the price range. They don't really have a lot of high dollar items. If they do, it's in the back, and usually have to ask, hey, do you have any stuff like this? Do you have any, like for me personally, when I started going there, I would ask them, hey, do you have any rare jazz? So yeah. Anyways, this record store, they tend to have more high dollar items. And so they didn't really put any new jazz out, but I went to the RSD section just because like I saw in the front they had the Art Blakey. So I was like, okay, I'm curious. Maybe I'll look through some of it, see if they have any extras or any other stuff in there. And they actually have this one right here. This is Dream Queen by the Bobby Hamilton Quintet Unlimited. This is an RSD reissue. Originals of this one go for insane money. And I'm just glad I found this one. This is actually marked down, so I got it for 13 bucks. I don't know why my record store decided to do that. But yeah, I'm glad they did. Really nice. I found it sealed. Picked it up for $13. I think on Discogs it goes for a good amount, so I'm pretty glad I got this one. Yeah, really nice record. Okay, we're down to the last three. So this next one and the last one that we're doing are both Christmas albums. But yeah, I decided to do to buy some more Christmas albums early in the year, or start buying them earlier than like the holiday season, only because like they kind of inflate, the prices will inflate. So this right here is Ella Wishes You a Swing Christmas. This is on Verve. On Verve right here. Really nice. Really nice. Really clean. Got this for I think 10 bucks. And so I'm very hyped about it. This is an original press. I'm pretty sure it's a original mono press. Love the artwork. It's on Verve. Super nice. I think oh, sorry about that. Excuse me, my eyes are really dry for some reason. If you guys know, I wear contacts, so my eyes are pretty dry right now. A lot of the Ella stuff on Verve is killer anyways, so if you guys don't have any of it, go ahead and pick it up. I know ever since Creed Taylor passed away, a lot of the CTI stuff, a lot of the Verve stuff has been going up in price. I don't know if that attributed to it, but that's kind of my association with it. And plus a lot of the acoustic sounds reissues that they've been doing, especially the Ella and Louis reissue that recently released. I don't know when it released, but I'm pretty sure it's been a while. But ever since that release, a lot of the original Ella stuff has been going for a lot, especially on Verve. So yeah, really nice. Ella covers, just like the classics, classic tunes. Me personally, I kind of associate Christmas music with like vocal jazz if I do it with jazz. And vocal jazz is synonymous with Ella, and because in my opinion, I think she's the greatest jazz vocalist of all time. And so at least my favorite, let me just put it that way, she's my favorite. But yeah, really nice. Would highly recommend. Anyone going out to get that album, or just any Christmas album that you enjoy, because you better get it now, otherwise it's going to be crazy prices around December. This next record is an Art Blakey record, so I have a pretty soft spot for Art Blakey. Anything he does, I tend to, 9 times out of 10, I'll pick it up. And this is Art Blakey, the Afro Drum Ensemble. This is Blue Note 4097. This is an original mono, or I think this is a second press, because it's deep groove on one side, deep groove, and then no deep groove on the other. But yeah, really nice. Super nice album. Got it for a pretty good deal. Disc is pretty clean. There is some slight edge wear, if you can see right there on the jacket, but I'm not too worried about that. I love the cover. Very vibrant. I think Curtis Fuller and then Yusuf Lateef are on this album, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I recommend this album a lot to a lot of my friends who are into rock. If you like John Bottom, that type of shit, I would recommend that album, or just Art Blakey in general. Okay, this last record, I alluded to earlier that it was a Christmas album. I actually talked about this album in my last video as one of my favorite records in my collection, and I mentioned how I had the Craft reissue from last year, but this year I ended up picking up an original stereo press. So this right here is a Charlie Brown Christmas by Vince Guaraldi. This is the score and slash soundtrack that he did for the Charlie Brown Peanuts show, or the Charlie Brown Christmas special. Yeah, this is an amazing record. I love this record. People say this is a Christmas album. I don't think it's just a Christmas album. I think it's one of the best piano led jazz albums of all time, in my opinion. It's definitely one of my favorite. I really like this one a lot. I kind of compared this with my Craft reissue. I will say, I think I like the Craft reissue a little bit more. Despite all like despite the noise floor, like if you just disregard the noise floor on the original, for some reason, the piano is really good. It's very apparent in the original, but a lot of the other players, especially the bassist, I can't hear it, or it's not as apparent as the Craft. I recently watched a review of that WhatCanBrown do. If you guys don't know, that's another VC YouTuber, but he kind of said the same thing, and so I was like, okay, I thought it was just me personally, but he said the same thing too, and I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, this is an incredible album. I'm super happy that I have an original. I would love to see how it would sound in mono, so maybe I'd pick up an original mono one day. But yeah, this is original stereo, deep groove on both sides. The cover is really nice. The only thing wrong with it is like a small split on the bottom. But yeah, this is a really nice copy. Found it on eBay. I shot the seller like a offer. I think he listed it for like $200. I offered like $100 for it, and he accepted. So I was like, you know what? And he accepted return. So if I don't like it, I would. If I wasn't satisfied with it, I could return it. But for the price, I was content with it. The disc, probably VG Plus, not bad. This is just a placeholder for me right now until I find a cleaner copy, and the Craft reissue is a play copy for me. But yeah, there you go. So yeah, those are my jazz finds. Thank you so much for watching and supporting me. Again, shout out to Steve, shout out to everyone else that I shouted out in this video, and yeah, thanks again. Bye.